Taylor guitars are going back in time with this new limited edition model. This is a brand new Taylor Legacy Series 810E, and for those of us who grew up lusting after this sort of thing in our local guitar shops the first time around, there are a lot of familiar things about this guitar. But first, let's listen to its voice. Looking at this guitar in detail gives me not only some nice nostalgic flashbacks, but also a tangible sense of how Taylor guitars have evolved over the years. This is a classic square shoulder dreadnought, a model that has now been superseded by the slope shoulder Grand Pacific design, which is kind of a cross between a Gibson and a Goodall. And when the 810 model first came out, it was aimed squarely at lovers of Martin's D28, the iconic Rosewood Dreadnought, since 1931, in fact. And with this model, Taylor has pretty much gone for it with a full 25.5-inch scale length, and it's loaded with D'Addario gauge 13 strings too, which is interesting. Let's talk woods. Those of us familiar with Taylor's numbering system will be expecting rosewood on the back and sides and a spruce top, and that's exactly what we have here. The rosewood is a very old school set of straight grain Indian. This sort of thing is getting increasingly difficult to source. It may not look as spectacular as some of the more slab-sawn stumpwood stuff we've been seeing recently, but it is solid and dependable. And the Sitka top is nice too, with some tight winter growth lines, some cross silking. It's all very 1995, but in a good way. Speaking of which, a lot of aesthetic aspects of this guitar are very of a time too. Check out the abalone rosette and the toothpaste white body and headstock binding. We've also got these large diamond fretboard inlays and a plastic tortoiseshell pickguard. I really like the way that the side position markers stop at the 12th fret. That means if you do have to change the angle of the neck at any point, it will not be immediately obvious. And that'll be made easier by the fact that this is a Taylor NT neck. The high gloss finish on the back of the neck is another callback. I don't remember seeing anything like this since Andy Powers came on the scene, do you? We do, however, get a 1 3/4 inch nut width, so more room than a traditional D28. The neck features Taylor's standard carve, which to me always feels like it was made for the perfect wraparound G chord shape. It's very comfortable, all the way up the neck, as you'd expect. Perhaps the most significant return to Taylor's past glories here is the use of a traditional X-brace on the soundboard, just like Bob, Kurt and the team used to do it back in the day. This is a real blast from the past, the sound of a brand new Taylor 810E. And the only thing that immediately drags us back into the future with this guitar is the Baggs Element VTC pickup system with its sound hole mounted controls. Back in the 90s, this would have been a Fishman prefix system with its full barn door battery access compartment, which you could always pull out and get one of the first sound ports if you wanted. The first 100 of these instruments bear labels signed by both Bob Taylor and Kurt Listog, which is pretty cool too. And you can read my full review of this guitar right now at guitar.com. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay tuned.